Creative programming is a bit of a skill, and creative programming is far removed from 3 sets of 12. I remember at Philex a few years ago, my session was Life After 3 sets of 12, and really what I was saying is it's not that every trainer is doing 3 sets of 12, although some of you are. It was really that I think we get stuck in a rut and we start programming the same. Sometimes I would look at programs from trainers and I can almost clump them into 3 different piles, and they were just the same program, just kind of written 3 different ways. You see trainers and they do a reprogram and they just change all the exercises. So that makes it really hard to teach your client to do the new program, because you have to now teach another 10 exercises to them. You could have changed the order, you could change the sets, the reps, you could change recovery, you could change the mode of it, so you could introduce drop sets, supersets. There's lots of things that you could do with the program without changing the exercises at all, which makes it really easy to teach the program to someone. But what we're talking about here is creative programming. You see on my website a lot of creative programs, and the programs are templates for you to be able to build your own. So you can use them as they are, or you can actually just go and go, I like the format of this one and I'm going to adjust the exercises for my client. And you either regress it, make it simpler, or progress it, make it harder. But some of the creative programming I've done, I've created an environment that's allowed me to be creative. So I tend to write programs on Windows with whiteboard pens or paint pens. So I'll go in and I'll write the program on the window, because that feels more creative to me than sitting down trying to write it at a desk. Sometimes my wife Jo comes home and she sees all the windows all coloured and she goes, oh man, how long does that have to stay up for? And I go, well, until I write them down. But that's part of my process. It's part of how I get really creative. If you're struggling to be creative with your programming, it's probably because you're programming in exactly the same way, exactly the same time, and you're just doing it the same. So definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. If you're sitting at your desk trying to write a creative program, well, that's probably not going to put you in the right state. So maybe change your environment. Also change your input. The programs you listen to, the programs that you write after you listen to something motivating will be different to the programs you write after you've watched something really gritty. So for example, if you've watched the movie The 300, your programming will be very different to if you've just watched something that's a little bit lighter and a little bit of comedy. So think about that as well. Think about doing research on different types of programs and how you could apply them. You know, this is the stuff that actually makes you a little bit different as a personal trainer, is the way that you write your programs and the experience your client has with you when they're going through those workouts. So creative programming is not hard. It just means you may need to break some patterns from what you're doing now. So that is it for Quick Chat this week. Hopefully that's a little bit inspiring for you. If you want some more information, go to my website, cheyne.com. There's some free stuff there and you can check that out. See ya.